Hey, welcome you guys to Healed and Fulfilled podcast once again. My name is Nettie. I'm coming to you guys today because I get on the internet this morning and I see this story about this 34-year-old woman, Bashirah Tripp. Bashirah Tripp was in a relationship for 18 years allegedly with Duke Johnson Jr. Allegedly, based on my research on social media, they had at least one daughter, Jasmine Bashirah, and I guess they had up and downs in their relationship allegedly based on her brother Twan Dunn and also his cousin Hands On. Yes, his name is Hands on Facebook. So this story just caught my attention because it's something that's been on my heart, not the actual story, but how women should be empowered and take accountability. Bashirah Tripp ran Duke Johnson, her husband of 18 years, over. The video is all over social media. You can Google it. I would say just be cautious. It's very disturbing. It's like she snapped, and I feel for her. But on the other hand, if it was the other way around and it was the man, come on. You guys know that we would bash him to the ground. So, back to the story. She runs him over. She continues to say, I gave you 18 years of my life. So, I automatically, as a woman, to think that she went in that much detail, talking over him while he's unconscious, threw a bumper on him while people are watching, ran him over in public. Like, I don't even know what to say. So she runs him over, hits him with a bumper, continues to fuss at him while people are watching. So I'm automatically thinking that he was mentally abusive, physically abusive, of something along those lines, where she finally had a mental breakdown. Indeed, it looks like she had a mental breakdown. But that prompted me to go and do a little bit more research before I started my podcast today. So allegedly, she cheated and he decided to leave, and she followed him, leading her to run him over, is what I got from the family members of both sides. The daughter went on Facebook and stated that her mom was dead to her and that she pretty much would never hear from her again. Also, it looks like she was the aggressor allegedly in this relationship, based on the cousin Hands On stated in one of the comments that, quote, she has bipolar issues, so they were up and down, but he honestly loved her, and no matter how much his family, me included, wanted him to leave her, he wouldn't, end quote. So that leads me to believe that the relationship was toxic. He truly loved her. She had some issues, shadow work, that she needed to complete. You can't love someone more than you love yourself. And I'll get into that in a minute. Also, her brother Twan Dunn on Facebook shared a photo of his sister being arrested, adding the caption, quote, niggas ain't gonna believe all my life when I tell you my oldest sister is crazy and don't give a fuck. Now y'all astonished, End quote. So this leads me to believe that she's very toxic, and that's not to take away from anything that she's been through in that relationship, because I'm sure it was turmoil to it to get to this point, because running someone over is crossing another level of boundaries. This lets me know if she can cross this boundary of running this man over, Duke Johnson, her husband of 18 years, that means that I can only imagine what has happened over the 18 years. Currently, they're stating that he's on life support and he has no brain activity, so they don't know if he's going to make it, allegedly. So some people are saying that he has passed. Some people are saying he's on life support. I'm thinking that he may not make it, and I'm praying for his family as well as their kids together. The daughter seems very hurt from what I gathered from reviewing social medias doing research. But I just want to say to women that you should never love anyone, any man, more than you love God. You know, I'm very spiritual, and I know there's people out there who are religious, and I just feel that we as people, we need to wake up. It's 2020, and God is waking up a lot of us right now, because y'all, if y'all don't get it, we're in our last days, and it's just so much stuff happening. You have to protect yourself from the devil, because he is busy, and he definitely had a hand in this woman's mental health. I mean, you're with someone for 18 years and you can just run them over. I'm looking at the comments from a post she shared about 3 days ago, and there's people in there like, you don't know what she went through. And there's some people stating that, they understand her point of view, why she did it, when that's not okay. Like I said in the beginning, if it was a man who ran his wife over of 18 years in a parking lot as he's unconscious, cussing him out and throwing a bumper on him, women would have an uproar. And I'm just equally as disgusted in the whole situation. Women and men, and this just shows too that men go through domestic violence too. This is a prime example of he probably seen all the signs he needed to get away from her. If people are saying that she was bipolar, allegedly she had bipolar issues, as his cousin stated, he should have probably been left, took a break. He was leaving her, not to mind you. She's the one that allegedly cheated, not to mind you. And she ran him over. Also, allegedly, before she ran him over, she changed her Facebook relationship status to widowed. I don't understand why she has the charge of, I think the charge was like assault, some type of assault. This should have been clearly attempted murder. She changed her status to widow. She ran him over. She followed him allegedly after he left, because she allegedly cheated and he was just tired, allegedly. You hear me stating allegedly because, like I said, this is from my own research. I don't know their story. I don't know them personally. My heart does go out to both families. But women, we should never let ourselves get to the point where we cannot control our emotions. And this is why you should not dedicate your whole life to your relationship. And I'm saying this in a sense that You should have your own hobbies. You should always be growing as an individual as well as a couple. This relationship seemed very toxic. And I have been in a relationship where I dedicated my whole life to that person. And when we broke up, I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't even know myself. I didn't even know where to start. And I grew from that. In my sorry, you guys, in my younger years, yes, but that's not healthy because then you feel when you dedicate your whole world around this person, you feel like they have an upper hand on you. You feel like it's only them that can make you happy. That's why self love is the best love. We cannot do this, women, to ourselves. Men are portrayed to be very strong, but they love just as hard as women, if not harder, when they do fall in love. And no one deserves to be treated wrong in a relationship. That's just my opinion. And like I said, it's 2020. People should be looking within, growing, trying to be better for themselves so you can attract the type of relationship that you want. If something's not working and it has your spirit feeling at a low vibration, or you feel yourself trying to make a person love you the way you want to be loved, it's time to leave. If you're not growing in that relationship spiritually, mentally, emotionally, leave. Sometimes God shows us signs and we ignore them. And that's the human in us. That is the human in us. But I just feel that we have to do better as human. We have to take care of ourselves first. And this was just a prime example, me talking from a spiritual standpoint, that she was not taking care of herself and he wasn't either. At least he attempted to leave, and who is she to try to stop him from leaving and trying to take this man's life? You are not God, woman. And I hope that her charges ends up being, changed to attempted murder or even murder. You don't run someone over, cuss them out while they're unconscious, while this man is bleeding, and then throw a part of your car on him while people are watching. It's unacceptable. She can't make anyone be with her. And that goes for all of us, me included. If someone wants to leave, let them. Sometimes that's God stepping in to give you better life. Y'all cannot live life limited. Like, there is no limit on life. You guys have this picture in your head of how you think you want your life. And if you ever get to the point that you want something so bad, to the point that you will contemplate trying to take someone's life, you need to leave. That even goes for physical abuse. If you got to put your hands on your partner, leave. It's not that deep. And work on yourself and find out what your triggers are. Mental health in the Black community is real, and we need to take it more serious and be more supportive of each other. I just don't understand. Like I said, my heart goes out to this family. It just seems like it was just so much turmoil, and she had a breaking point. I'm sure she felt like a victim at some point. We don't know the story. We don't know his story. We don't know her story. But we have to do better in loving ourselves. You can't expect no one to love you if you're not even loving yourself. And that's why a lot of people are in tumultuous, toxic relationships. People only treat you how you treat yourself. And that's just the bottom line, not just in romantic relationships, in any relationship. And you don't have to accept that from anyone. I don't care how bad it hurts to leave. God always has a plan. God blesses you when you leave if he's not included in that union of any kind. He blesses you. You got to have faith. And this man really tried to leave this relationship, you know? And she does this, she needs to be thrown under jail. I'm not being biased because if it was the other way around, we'll be way more repost. It has to do with mental health, but at the same time, the violence is unexplainable. I could tell that she was having a mental breakdown, the way she was talking, saying things repeatedly, and she waited for the cops to come. Like I said, you guys can Google her name. It's B as in boy, Ishiratripp. The videos are everywhere. I'm just in awe because the devil is busy, and me seeing things through my third eye is like everything is crumbling around us, and everybody just going on with life like it's okay. You're not working on yourself. You're not trying to find out your purpose. You're not trying to help. God put us on this earth for a reason. And it's not all about you. It's not. So we need to wake up as a community. Check on our friends. Check on them, the ones that's going through horrible relationships or they're not seeming like themselves. Check on them. Sometimes people act strong and they're really hurting on inside. Check on them. But that's what I had to say about this. We need to take care of ourselves and love ourselves first. It's not the end of the world if a man or a woman leaves you. Take that time to reflect on what went wrong in a relationship. It takes two in a relationship, so no one person's at fault in a relationship. You know, take that time if someone doesn't want to be with you and work on you. Find out who you are. And if you are in a relationship, it doesn't hurt to find your hobbies. Find out who you are. Build a life outside of your relationship so you won't get to the point where you feel like you can't breathe without that individual. That's not love. That's codependency. And that is just toxic behavior. It is. So I just wanted to come and bring that, here that this story really touched my heart. It is sad that there's kids involved. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Oh, on a side note, I'm going to talk about this later. The WAP video. I love the video, but I did not like the song. I didn't. And for me being a spiritual person, I just feel like Cardi is very hateful in her heart. You know, she rubs me the wrong way. She's very hateful. She sits back and she cyberstalks all the female artists and she tries to compete. And that's not okay. Like, be you, you know? She wants to join the bandwagon, but, you know, that's the way of the world. People are shallow and I see right through her. But I will send positive energy out for her to work on her heart chakras, honey, because I can feel the jealousy just exuding off her. She still has a vendetta against Nicki. It's obvious to me. I feel it and it's so disgusting. But anywho, thank you guys for listening to Healed and Fulfilled. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and peace until next time.